Hi, a very good evening to all of you. Hi, this is Shoradeep here. Am I audible to all of you? Can you please let me know that if I am audible to all of you clearly? Thank you. Thank you. Today, normally this session is taken half an hour each by me and Vivek sir. Today, Vivek sir is unavailable. So I will take the session for around 40-45 minutes and then uh, there would be no session by Vivek sir today. Let me begin. Let me give the structure of the session that we conduct every Friday. Like we discuss about the market technicals, and I share my view about the market, and Vivek sir shares his view about the market. So today I will share my understanding, my view about the market. For if you have any question, we don't take question in this session because the time is so limited. So what happens is that if you have any question, you can post that into the Stockage Club or the TMP members can post that into the TM. Okay. Let me begin. Okay. Let me begin with the Nifty chart. So see Nifty chart, you can see that the MACD, if you are looking at the moving average convergence divergence indicator, that is the MACD indicator, this is still above zero, but this is cooling down and right now trying to become flat. Okay, and this is also the RSI, you can see between 45 and 55, it is consolidating. If I look at the daily chart, you can understand that we are consistently staying below this level of 18,120, 130, and today also made a high but did not breach that, but uh, consistently staying below this level. But what can now happen is that next week you are in a very nice position. See, uh, decision making is very easy. Like if market sustains above this 120, 130 level, above the mid Bollinger and 120, 130 level, what you can do is that you can go long into the Nifty in the form of bull call spread with the aim of this level. Okay, so with the aim of around 18,400, 500. You have to understand one very important thing, and that I teach to my students in the TMP is that when the Bollinger Band become horizontal, see, when the Bollinger Band become horizontal, though it is quite wide compared to that, the Bollinger Band become horizontal. What it does is that for quite some time, this kind of sideways activities goes on. See this period, okay, this period from March to almost May, and then this period from June to almost July. Okay, so and again we can be in a situation we are in a broader range of 10,000 700 to or 10,600 to 18,500. This is a 5-6% range in terms of Nifty, but we can spend a lot of time. So the ideal trade would be that when it comes close to this 11,600, 700, you try to buy the Nifty, and when it goes towards this 18,480, 490, you try to take short positions in the Nifty in the form of call and put. Okay, you can buy call when it comes lower, and you can bet because the Bollinger being band being horizontal, what it does is that the price action totally goes sideways, and this horizontal aspect of Bollinger band is quite visible. Okay. Now I will come to other sectoral indices later. Let me first go to the global market a little bit. Okay. Now, many students in the TMP also ask me, sir, why don't you discuss the macros and take a session on macros and tell me that what is the correlation if the US bond yield is going up and US dollar index is going up, what is the impact? See, there is no uniform correlation. You have to understand. See, if dollar index increases, the impact on Nifty is different at different levels of Nifty and dollar index. So this cannot be uniformly told, okay, in general, let me start with the US government bond, and I will try to be a little bit generic, but I will still try to be very specific. See, what happens is that due to the COVID, the US interest rate had come from, this is 10-year interest rate has come from 3.2 kind of a level to almost 0.56. It has now gone to the midway around 1.7, 1.8. Okay. Now you can understand that again, this is also a horizontal thing. Now, what happens when interest rates goes up? What happens when interest rates goes up? When inflation goes up, and you might all might have heard that US CPI, consumer price inflation. Okay, so this was month on month in the October, but year on year it jumped 4.6%. Now, if the inflation is going up, because right now you have seen the coal crisis, you have seen the crude oil going up, all the food items like corn, soybean, sugar, everything has doubled from the COVID low. Okay. Now, what happens due to that? There is huge inflation, and due to that inflation, what is happening is that the interest rate, the Reserve Bank of India, that is in India, but in Federal Reserve and ECB are the biggest central banks, one of USA and another of European Union. So when the interest rates goes up, what happens is that, see, this this makes the dollar strong when interest rates goes up. Why interest rates? If interest rates goes up, if they receive 3%, then they will be less likely to come to India and invest. Why people come from Europe and USA to India to invest? Because they are they are getting only 1.5, 1.6, right? And if the interest rates goes up, what will happen if there is tapering? That means lower bond buying, and in some way the interest rates goes up. What will happen is that they will get more return by investing their own country. In India, when they invest, there is a currency risk. Suppose they come to India, give $1 and get 74 rupees, they invest. Now, suppose that 74 rupees becomes 80 rupees, the investment. They buy a share at 75 and it goes up to 80 rupees. But there is the exchange rate risk. Now, what happens is that by if rupee weakens and rupee goes to 80. So when they sell that at 80, they get and converted it back, they get $1 only. So there is no gain. So the tendency to invest in countries like India, China, and Hang Seng and all the emerging markets go down when the interest rate goes up. And due to the high inflation, due to all the prices, food prices, and COVID is coming in a big way. In if you go to the worldometer, I want to show you one thing. So coronavirus cases. So if I show you, see another here you can see the cases, the death numbers are again rising, and especially in Europe. Okay, I'm going to the yesterday figures, and don't go by only 5 lakh figures. See, it is Europe is contributing almost 3,29,000. So you understand, when there will be periodicity, it will hit other part of the world, because Europe has a very small population. Okay, Europe entire population is around 50 cr. Okay, so among 50 cr there are 3 lakh cases, and in the whole world there are 700 cr people. So you can understand, if there is a blow up again in India or other country, what kind of supply chain disruption that can create, and it is already started creating supply chain disruption in Europe because of the COVID, because of the lockdowns. Now, what happens if there is a supply chain disruption? If there is a supply chain disruption, what happens is that everything from, like you can see, I can show you the commodities. Okay, so you can see, from last year it was a 336, it has become 800 copper. Okay, and prior to that it was trading at 300, 400 only, but from 400 is almost double. If you go to aluminum, Aluminum. So aluminum futures, if you are going, so you can see from the level they were trading, they have doubled and then had fallen and again rising. I can show you zinc. Okay, so you can see it used to trade at 180 and it went to almost 323. And these are the metals only. If I go to corn futures, the corn futures, okay, corn future, if I'm going, so you can see how the corn futures has risen. They used to trade in 380, gone to 720. Sugar futures, if you go, so all of us can get the heat of this because the prices are going up when we go to the market. But this is a worldwide scenario. See, sugar used to trade at $13 and it has gone to $20. And this is mainly due to why this is happening. This is mainly due to supply chain driven problems, because due to the COVID, there are lockdowns at certain part of the globe all the time, and that is why. And there are problems you can see in soybean. Okay, soybean. Okay, so futures. So soybean future, if I go, you can see how from a level of 8,300 had gone to 1,600. Now it has come down a little bit, but everything has gone up. You can understand the basic point I am trying to make is everything has gone up, and that is due to the supply chain. And one way to actually push the inflation down is by raising the interest rate, and that is the central banks are about to do. Now, if the interest rate goes up to 3%, 4%, they will have very little incentive to remain invested in countries like India and other places. Now, that is why the demand of dollar is increasing, because the inflation is high. What is happening is that the demand for dollar is increasing. Everybody who is invested in India or any other country, they are trying to actually wait.stockx.com. I'm going there. Just a second, you will find here. So if I cash, I can see, so you can see the kind of FII selling that is happening. Okay, so very if I go to monthly, you can see very big FII selling numbers has started coming very recently, and that is why, because the dollar is, and they are selling in rupee and trying to buy dollar, and that is why globally it is happening, and that is why they want to take their money back to their own countries. The dollar had started rising, and that is why when dollar starts rising, what happens is that our markets actually stops the up move. And you can see with the dollar moving on the upside, what is happening right now is that we are right now on the downside. Now, one important thing, I will go back to this chart again. So I will want to show you the dollar index chart in the weekly format. Okay, see, we have come down from a level of 98 to a level of almost 88, 89. Now we are back to 95. Anytime we can go to 97, 98. That is the average level we used to trade for long time, 9800. If that happens, ideally, I'm not saying it will, but ideally what is happening, this is unfavorable for Indian equities, and this is happening. And dollar index I showed you, and because there is higher inflation, fear of inflation, I posted this in the club and my Twitter handle also, that I saw ascending triangle, and if it stays above 1825, 1830, it would go towards 1900, 1920. It has gone up, pull back, but see, ideally it should go to this level, 1920, 1960. It can go. So gold can move higher because the inflation is right now on the higher side. Okay, so keep an track on that. And especially important is crude oil. Now you have to understand this thing. See, crude oil has reached a level which is hurting all the global economies. Okay. Now, everything, the interest rates going up, the inflation, everything is driven by what? The crude oil going up. Where was crude oil? Crude oil was in the month of last April, January, when Donald Trump lost the election, or December, was around 50, 51. So I and Vivek sir had a session, and that time we told that crude is going to possibly, crude is definitely going to 75 to 80, and then probably going to 100. I still believe that this, if crude come back to the 75, 76, this will act as a very strong support, because actually OPEC has got the world in a very tricky situation. They are increasing crude oil production in a very slow manner, and that is not sufficient, and that is why possibly we will see 100 plus level in the crude. And very importantly, natural gas, I would like to show you, never forget about, sorry, natural gas. I would, natural gas, Henry Hub natural gas, if I'm going to this. See, it is trying to form a top, but as long as it stays above this 4.8, 4.9, you don't know what will happen in the winter. It will totally depend on the winter. I will show you the monthly chart. You will understand. If a winter is very cold, if a winter is very chill, it can go to 11, $12 also. And if I compare the crude oil prices with this, so if I compare CLC1, you will understand that whenever this natural gas price on the winter goes up, crude oil prices also goes up. So now crude oil price, why they are started softening a little bit, because natural gas prices are softening. And why it is that? Because in the winter, either they use heating oil, which is produced of crude oil, or they use natural gas to keep the room warm in the Europe and in the USA and the Canada in the northern hemisphere. So have a very keen eye on this price action of crude oil and natural gas. They will decide the trajectory of all the market, because if crude goes to 100, 120, all central banks would be forced to raise the interest rate, and in that case market will see a very steep fall. But otherwise, if the crude comes below 75 and natural gas come to again 3.5 kind of a level, you will again find that situation being normal. So you have to keep a very strong, very close eye, a keen eye on the on this natural on this commodity complex, the agri commodities. I showed you how to look at them. So you have to keep an eye. Okay. And economically also we face a hardship when dollar index goes up. What happens is that dollar becomes expensive. If dollar to rupee becomes 80 rupees, what is happening to one bring crude oil, because we buy everything from foreign in terms of dollars. So I am providing $1, and I have to give 74 rupees to buy the oil. Now, if the rupee goes to 80, what will happen is that dollar keep on strengthening, rupee will actually weaken, and then for the same $1, I have to give 80. So everything in India will become expensive, because India imports almost 80 to 85% of its oil. Okay. Now, a lot of global gyan I have given, because a lot of people were confused how to see the market in light of the global macros, and that's why I tried to give a brief understanding that how you should look at right now. And see, you don't have to worry at the end of the day. If anything is there, I always post that in the TMP for the TMP students, and I post in the club, and I also post in the Twitter also. Okay, so this is my ID. This is my ID. Okay, so I post in the Twitter also, so you can follow me here also. So if there is something macro thing changing, we have to understand how it is happening. Now, see today why, in spite of this huge rally in dollar index, why you can say market rallied because dollar index can come down. dollar index can come down, because if you see, the crude prices have fallen. So people were expecting natural, though dollar index is up, but due to crude oil being so much down, this is crude oil future. So you can see, if I go to the daily chart of the crude oil, you can see that the crude oil has fallen quite a bit the in the last 2 days, and that's why people were expecting possibly that if this falls, dollar may weaken, and that's why market have rallied. And please remember one thing: when crude goes up, uh, exporting country get benefits. And which are the exporting sectors in India? IT and pharma and and what? Anybody? IT, pharma, and what? Anybody? No, it is not chemicals. It is Reliance. Okay, it is Reliance. It is Reliance. So whenever this goes, IT, pharma, and Reliance, and those have actually pulled the market up today. Market is actually not giving away. See, there is huge, I think, bearish divergence for quite some time, but RSI is not sustaining below 50. And in such a scenario, it is very difficult for market to fall. This is a bull market. I showed you the FII data, and now uh, look at the DII data. Okay, so you will understand the DIIs, the domestic investors like you, and all the mutual fund investors, and a lot of people are actually investing. The retail is pushing this market. Okay, so they are soaking up the FII outflow to a great extent. Except this month and July were big, but if I see the yearly figure, like if I year 2001, the uh, DII have bought 38,000 and FII have sold only 22,000. So net we are seeing inflows only, and that is why market is refusing to go down. So you have to watch this. Now, on a sectoral front, if I talk to you, only two sectors look great to me. Uh, Not two sectors, I would rather say that uh, three group of stocks. Okay, one is Mota Bhai alone. So if I talk about the stocks, okay, before that, let me show two important charts. Okay, so that this is the uh, first this chart. Now see, since the time of October, we have lost our outperformance tag. If I go from the last year low, we are the outperformance. Okay, we are still the outperformance, but we have lost the outperformance tag in the very shorter term. So this is the Nifty still outperforming the this one, which is Nasdaq, and this is Nifty IT. But if I go to just last from October, you can see we are in the middle. We have lost the outperformance thing, and you can see that Nifty IT is even more down than Nifty the last 1.5 months. And let me show for this week, particular week, you can see that this is the Nifty is 1% up, and the leadership are that CNX Energy. Why CNX Energy? Only because of Reliance and the Nifty IT. And mid and small caps are doing good, and if CNX Pharma because of the cement stocks. So last week cement stock Larsen and Toubro and IT stocks did great. Now let me show you the Nifty IT index. Okay, Nifty IT, if you see, trying to be bullish, and possibly again will go to this upper Bollinger, which is 3.5%. If I talk about individual stocks, this stocks looks very good to me. First is LNP Brothers, LTTS, see, looking great, possibly go to this prior high of 5,600. LTI, already broken uh, all-time high today and possibly is going to go even up. Mindtree looking fabulous, possibly breaking towards new high. Tata Elxsi. So I am mainly showing the mid caps right now. Okay, Tata Elxsi again can create new high if sustains our 6550. Infi looks good to me. Started going up, possibly will again go to 1860. Tech Mahindra looks good to me. And possibly will go towards 1638, 1640. NIIT looks great to me. So probably again create a new high. Aptech coming down, not so great. I did not see the Aptech chart earlier, but wanted to check as I was looking at the NIIT Tech. So, and along with this, Tata Elxsi I have shown, right? TCS, okay, the final one. So if I look at the TCS chart, see, it is turning from a very, very important support. And see if it holds 3400, it can go again towards 4000. So this is looking very good. The IT sector overall. If TCS moves higher, it can pull the market higher. TCS, Infotech, Mahindra, HCL Tech, the big boys. So this is no HCL Tech is not yet bullish. Uh, Probably it will have a breakout above 1200. So I have put it here. Now I have shown you only HCL Tech and Aptech are not looking bullish, but all the other stocks are looking bullish. Now, another group of stock that is looking great right now is the Reliance. Now, this is a kind of a resistance, you can say, but this has crossed the line, and I possibly think that this will again go towards this 27, 2800. Okay. Apart from that, fabulous looking as a group is all the Adani Group stocks. So Adani Enterprise. And these stocks, when they start like anything. I think it will create a new high. It is on the verge of creating a new high. Adani Enterprise, Adani Transmission. You can see on the verge of new high. Adani Total Gas moving up on the verge of new high. Only on a new high you try to buy. Adani Port and ACD. Adani Port. Okay. Trying to move up and possibly again go towards 4802 right now 750, and last is Adani Green. This is also looking great. So all the Adani Group stocks have suddenly woke up, and this has gone past this 1265 level, locked in circuit, and they move a lot from circuit to circuit. Possibly it will go towards 1400. So Adani Group stocks as a group is looking great, uh, and Larsen and Toubro. Okay, so this looking great. Okay, Larsen and Toubro is looking great, sustaining above this 1930, 1920. Sustaining above this, it can have a spectacular move. Now, apart from this, if I talk to you this week, this these stocks done well, like Grasim. Grasim I have given when this breakout happened with the upper target. Another stock I am bullish. I gave it on Mura trading day. Since then, it has not moved actually, but there is a high because this is sustaining above this breakout point of 1445. Still, there is scope that it can go towards 7032 level. Okay. Apart from that, ACC, which I gave, and this was this this trade of mine actually failed. So I gave this bear put spread trade once this earlier head and shoulder broke down. So there was a breakdown of this head and shoulder. I gave a trade, but since that, then it has been rallying. Okay, so Ambuja. So all the cement stocks you will find have been rallying. Okay, and those kind of stocks like Century Textile, Century Ply, rallying probably will rally more. Somani Ceramics. So all this house improvement because the real estate stocks are doing good. So another pack that is looking good is this Shobha, Lodha. Real estate is doing good. Lodha, new high. Okay, Prestige, Prestige, moving higher, and Brigade. Especially all the south-based real estate companies. Again, you can see it moved up, and then again a flag possibly will break and move higher. So all the south-based real estate companies are doing quite well right now. Okay, Mumbai, Lodha is Mumbai based anyways. So so three, four sectors, okay, real estate, IT, uh, and then the Adani groups and the Reliance. Apart from that, some people are very optimistic about Bharti Airtel because the chart is showing like this, but Bharti is a stock which gives a lot of missed trades, like many breakouts and then fail. So I don't normally give Bharti as a trade to my students. So I won't. If it goes above 760, it can rally, but this gives a lot of false moves. So I generally avoid Bharti. So apart from that, no other sector is looking good. I will one by one show you all the so Nifty Metal not looking great. See, sustaining above mid Bollinger but not having any momentum. Nifty FMCG not having any momentum near support. Nifty Pharma near support again, weak. Nifty Auto. Nifty Auto has a little bit of momentum because of this stock. Okay, I forgot to talk about Tata Motor. I will talk. So Nifty Auto looks still a little bit bullish. Okay, so what sector I missed? Pharma, auto, metal, IT. Energy is for Reliance. Infra is again Reliance. So Nifty mid caps and small caps are looking good. Okay, and that is why because these are looking good, market may not fall so easily. So mid and small caps are looking good. Okay, now I need to talk about this stock Tata Motors. Okay, Tata Motors. Okay, so see the weekly chart, you can very well understand it is kind of a flag, and possibly it will break out. Possibly it will break out and go on the north side. Tata Motor DVR has the DVR I want to show Tata Motors stock. Okay, I limited to stocks. Tata DVR. Okay, Tata Motors DVR. Okay, so this is the chart. So this has already broken. I have given it around 288, 289. It had gone to 300, come back. Tata Motor DVR is even more bullish compared to Tata Motors. Okay. So these stocks are looking good. TVS Motor, there was one day rumor in the market, and that's why if you see on the news of a EV venture, it actually went up, it came down, and that's why the motor index is looking like that. But in general, they are looking good. Auto ancillaries like Bharat Forge, you can see went up and pull back. So still bullish zone, not bearish, but auto is another sector if you want to go look beyond IT and the Adani Group and the Realty and Reliance. So these are the stocks. So this is from my side. I will give 5 minutes for few questions. Ashok Leyland is not moving. So please don't ask me any stock specific view. Okay, please don't ask me any stock specific view because this is not for any stock specific discussion. I'm coming to that each stock because you can all those who are in the club and in the TMP can ask it there. Okay, so it is still mildly bullish. Okay, you can see HUL is near support. So Hindustan Unilever plus, but please don't go to stock specific questions. Okay, if you have any generic question, you can ask. So Hindustan Unilever, sorry, this is Hinpetro. Hindustan Unilever is near support. It is near support. 2300 is great support, and possibly from there they will found. So please don't ask me any stock specific. So you should watch daily. Yes, Jugal Shahuji is asking we should daily watch indices. Yes, financials are not good. Nifty Bank is not in a bullish position. It is the weakest index. Okay, right now. Right now, Nifty Bank uh, is the weakest index. So looking weak, can fall towards 38,000 and then bounce. I don't know actually. It is very difficult to say. See, this was a very ugly bearish engulfing pattern that was formed. But again, above mid Bollinger, RSI is still above 50, so it can bounce back also. Okay, so you cannot say it can easily bounce back. If the entire marketing is bouncing back, it can bounce back. Depends a lot on the energy prices. So this is the key driver. So if natural gas future prices are going up, then why IGL, MGL are not doing good? Sir, IGL, MGL are not doing good because they are distributor. Okay, so they have to buy natural gas at high price, and they have to pass it to the consumer at moderate price decided by the government. So that's why they are not doing good. They are not explorer. Okay, they are only distributor in most cases. How to get confidence about swing trading stocks? This is a very broad topic, sir. I have taken a webinar. You can on swing trading. You will go there. You will ask the support team. They will guide you. Baltic Dry Index. Baltic Dry Index is see. It will depend. Baltic Dry Index obviously because of this. It was going high right a few days ago, but what is happening is that right now due to the European COVID situation you will may see a fall. At what level should you book profit? Sir, I have taught a few methods in my class to my TMP students. So I am showing here one method because it is not possible to have a very detailed discussion on it. So what I tell them is to have this super trend, and so this is the last question I am taking. So suppose you were short. So I asked them to carry the trade with this super trend. Okay, this is this super trend. So once it goes above this, you have to, if you are short, suppose, you have to book your profit. And in the case of long, you carry it once on closing basis. This super trend is broken. See, from 37,800 to 40,000 almost this carried. So this is a good method which can help you in carrying the profit. So thanks a lot. Thanks. I tried to take few questions, and thanks a lot for attending. Wish more of you attend in the next session. Almost 300 of you were there. Thanks a lot. I hope this session I tried to give a macro view of the uh, of the of the macro, how the macros actually affect our indices. So I tried to share a macro view. I hope that was useful. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Have a great week ahead. Thank you.